You're listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and to get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, are you ready? Here we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Wes. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 129. And it's all brought to you by Outer Banks Pest Control in Manio. If you've got those creepy crawlies, those nasty varmints wandering around your home, your office, your warehouse, your place of business, they would love to come and eradicate them or relocate them. So it's not, I mean, you think about termination of pests and stuff like that. Sometimes there's no other way but to euthanize said pests, but there is alternatives like relocation of said pests as well. So don't think that they're in the business of just killing animals. It ain't nothing like that for them over there, okay? Yeah, I mean, in some cases, yes, but in other cases, no. They will relocate them to a better, more suitable home. That is the Outer Banks Pest Control way of doing things. And I'm telling you, one of the sweetest people in the world that you're going to talk to is Miss Jessie over there at Outer Banks Pest Control. If you end up having to talk to Amanda, heaven help you. No, I'm kidding. She's cool. But Outer Banks Pest Control, fine people, fine folks, all very professional, and they will assist you with any sort of vermin, and pest needs. All right. Yes. Check them out online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. And I cannot forget about the person or the business rather that powers this podcast. And it is the only real power that there is. And that is Kelly Auto right there in Manio. When you're coming into Manio, again, it's on your left, just past Jump Masters. Okay, and just before the Good Dog Retreat dog park used to be Big Al Soda Fountain and Grill, that's where you find Kelly's Automotive. All right, now let me tell you something. I got Kelly on the hunt for a new vehicle, or a newer vehicle, not a brand new one, but a newer vehicle for my wife. Okay, I told my wife that there was the chance that her vehicle may need to be replaced. And let me tell you something. It was like opening up the floodgates of like, I like this car. I like this car. I like this car. I like this car. So like, I got a list of cars that I handed off to Kelly and I was like, can you help me find them? And he and Dakota were like, oh yeah, we got you. Okay. So I love Kelly. They've always been done good by me. And I know they'll do good by you as well. Check them out online at KellysOBXAuto.com. All right. We have made it to the other side of Hurricane Aaron. Now, we did not take a direct hit. Now, what I mean by that, yes, we had some high winds, we had some high waves, we had ocean overwash. A direct hit is when the eye of the hurricane makes landfall at any point here on the Outer Banks. That is what is considered a direct hit. The eye stayed, I want to say at its closest point, it was like 200 miles off the beach, give or take a few miles. I followed it, but I got text messages and I appreciate all the people that texted, checking on me. Hey, how's it going? Are you okay? Everything like that. A lot of times I send them back yawn emojis because honestly, I was not super concerned about the quote unquote catastrophic damage that was fixing to happen. Now, don't get it twisted. Okay. I'm not trying to make light of a major hurricane, but we did not suffer the huge damaging effects where I am of this hurricane. Now, I'm up here on the northern Outer Banks, or what I consider to be the northern part of the Outer Banks. Now, some people will say northern Outer Banks is Corolla, not up there. Okay, so I guess I'm more central Outer Banks. Does that make sense? Like the Manio, Roanoke Island, Wanchese area is kind of directly across from Nags Head. So with all that being said, that's where I'm located. And at my house where I live, we did not. It was breezy, and I had like a couple of limbs, like little itty bitty pine limbs down in my yard that took me like 2 seconds to pick up. Okay. Hatteras Island had ocean overwash. I know some people were very, very upset that they could not get on their vacation. Hey, I'd be upset too, but you know what? You can't do anything about that. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to kind of sit back and wait for nature to take its course. And then allow time for the machinery from NCDOT and the county to get in and do the cleanup and make sure that it is fit for travel. I mean, that is part of the NCDOT mission statement is environmental sensitivity, providing safe and manageable roads, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, I used to work for him, so I used to know the whole thing. But again, it was like environmental sensitivity and making sure that we can assist the traveling public, blah, blah. So, I mean, they have to do those things. Legally, there's a lot of law surrounding it, too. So, I apologize if your vacation got messed up. I prayed you had travel insurance. But if you were a day late getting here, I mean, at least you got here. You know, at least your entire vacation wasn't ruined. And I'm thankful that you're here. And let me rewind a little bit. I did read something on one of those Facebook pages. Somebody was going off about travel insurance and how it's a scam. Well, there's I guess some news outlet in Raleigh, my wife was telling me, really kind of lit the fire under that. I'll say it right now. Whoever lit that fire is a bunch of idiots. All they trying to do is stir the pot, get clicks, and get likes. There's a lot of people around there like that right now. A lot of people around here like that right now. Just trying to stir the pot, get clicks, and get likes. All right? I'm telling you right now, travel insurance is not a fraud. There's things in the fine print that you really need to pay attention to, but it's not a fraud, okay? Listen to me. My wife is the property management expert for the Outer Banks Association of Realtors. I live this life on a quite frequent basis. I hear things about this. She tells me everything I need to know. Okay. She studies the books. She reads. She goes to seminars. I'm telling you, my wife is much smarter than I am. Okay. In many different ways. All right. So when she tells me that there's something is the way it is, I don't tend to question her too often. It depends on the topic. But when it comes to property management and real estate on the Outer Banks, I don't question her. So all that being said, happy that Hurricane Aaron is gone. I'm praying that there's no other storms that will try to make their way this direction and wreak havoc or cause anyone else to lose any time. Because again, I love it when y'all are here. I love it when people are here on vacation. I do. I had a great weekend. I went to H2OBX with my family on Saturday, and I stood there. I was at the big wave pool. All right. And I stood there for a second, and I kind of looked around, and I was just watching everybody enjoy themselves. And I thought to myself, man, this is like my paradise. All right. Being here on the Outer Banks, somewhere where I grew up and I love so much, and seeing other people enjoy it as much as I do. All right. It made my heart really, really warm and really, really big that day. And I was just so thankful that there were people here enjoying their vacation and just soaking up the Outer Banks, man. I'm telling you, like, that's why I always say, if I can help you have the greatest vacation of your life here on the Outer Banks, let me know. I would love to do it. Justin at outerbanksthisweek.com. I'm telling you, it's like one of those new passions that I've developed over the last few years, because I just want you to have the absolute best time while you're here. Okay. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now in my life. Yeah. So we did that. H2OBX. Great weekend. Sunday, went to church, rode over to the Christmas Mouse. Okay. So I'll give them a little shout out to the Christmas Mouse. A lot of cool stuff in that store. See, my littlest, Murray, he's 4 years old. He'll be 5 in November. And all he kept saying the other day was Christmas store. I want to go to the Christmas store. So my wife said, well, let's go over to the Christmas Mouse. And I mean, he just walked around. I was like, oh, daddy, look, daddy, look, mommy, look, you know? So like, he was just tickled to death, and that made me happy. So a little shout out to the Christmas Mouse for being awesome and having a lot of neat stuff in there too. So, and, you know, we just kind of chilled out that last day, that Sunday evening. And then Monday, school started. Monday, back to school here in Dare County. And my son, he's in the 5th grade in Miss Jordan's class at Manny Elementary School. And let me tell you something, he's having a great time already. A lot of his friends are in the class, and he's just enjoying being back in school. All right. And I'm thankful that they're all back in school, you little jerks. Oops, did I say that out loud? I said that on the radio one time, and a friend of mine called me up, and he was like, you calling my grandbabies little jerks? And I was like, no, sir. So I had to get back on the radio and say, get to class, you little jerks, except for Willie Rawls' grandbabies. Anyways, they were back to school here in Dare County, and I'm going to shout out to the teachers again here in just a little bit. But looking at this week, I'll tell you, with the hurricane last week and trying to rearrange my schedules and everything like that, and just the way this has been like a freaking speeding train down the tracks of a summer. I mean, it went by fast for me, this summer did. It's still not completely over, but it went by really fast. I didn't get a chance to really book a guest for this week on the podcast. So you got me, and I'm going to talk about things going on this upcoming weekend for Labor Day. All right, because there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I mean, we got the WRV surfing Outer Banks Pro going on at Jeanette's Pier. I mean, there's just lots of things that are taking place here on the Outer Banks that you're not going to want to miss this coming weekend. If you're here for Labor Day weekend, you're in for a treat. This podcast is just for you. I'm trying to think about any news. I mean, there is some things, circulating that, not too crazy. Again, we're not a news podcast, but I'm telling you right now, the man with the plan, the grand slam, Sam Walker, OBXnews.com. All right. My man, Sam Walker, will get you up to speed with everything you need to know. If there's a question about the news, he is the answer. No bias, no influence. He is straight up black and white, the news, and tells it like it is. And that's what I love about him the most. He's a dear friend of mine. And I think the world of him. Sam Walker, OBXnews.com. I appreciate Mr. Lee Goldman coming in here last week and talking to us about the 9/11 walk. There's more information about that on our social media sites. There's information about it on. You can just search Kill Devil Hills 9/11 walk, and it's the first thing that pops up. There's a Facebook page for it. If you want more information, you can get up with Mr. Lee. He was at Ground Zero. Okay, the man's seen some stuff. All right, and he would love it if you would come and do the walk with him. I'm going to do my best to be out there. I'm afraid I may have a scheduling conflict, and I really hope I don't, but I'm going to double check all of that. So plan to be out there. It's on, get there early at the Kill Devil Hills Fire Department. And I'd say you're probably going to want to be there at like 7:30 to kind of make sure you got a place to park. And then you'll do the walk up to the monument and back. All right. And you can do it in turnout gear. You can do it with whatever kind of gear you want. All right. But it's definitely something that is, near and dear to a lot of people. So again, if you need to have any questions, get on their Facebook page and shout out to Mr. Lee Goldman, and he will gladly answer any question you may have. Oh, Captain Marty, he is wrapping up tournament season. One last tournament this coming weekend. I believe it's the Gibbs Shoal Tournament. It's taking place in Hyde County, and once he's on the other side of that, I may have the captain come in here and join me on the show and just see how the summer of fishing has been and gauge his excitement for what's coming up for him, because he's got a lot of things that are going to be going on this fall and this winter, and we're going to be all over the place with his programming. So if you are not familiar with Captain Marty, he is the fishing guru of the Outer Banks. You can search Captain Marty in your Google search bar, and you can listen to the captain. You just click on the first thing that pops up, and it is the site, the official site on OuterBanksThisWeek.com for Captain Marty. So make sure you tune in to the captain. All right, we're going to go right now and check in with my boy and yours, Matty P. This past weekend was his birthday weekend. And you know what? We're going to call him. Let's do that. Let's see if we can get him on the phone right now. All right, so we're going to do things a little bit different this week with our boy Matty P. I have him on the phone because this past weekend wasn't just any OBX After Dark. It was OBX After Dark Birthday Edition with Matty P. The big 3-0. Matty P, you there?
Yo, what's up?
All right. So, again, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Matty P. Of course, we're not going to start it out like that. So, Matty P, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Now, talk to me a little bit about your weekend, because it wasn't just any birthday. It was the big 3-0, or the dirty 30, as people like to call it. Can you talk me through your weekend? What did you do? Where did you go? How did it all end up?
Man, let me tell y'all where I was at this weekend, man. Look, man, I turned 30. It's a new decade. Started off in the gym at the sports club first thing in the morning. Had to get the mind and body right, prepare myself for the evening's activities. And look, man, I went down to Shaka's. I met some friends up with them for dinner. And from there, we went on down to Chili Peppers. Your boy had to get a little dirty martini.
Oh, Lord.
And from there, we went down to the brewing station. They had a DJ. And when we first got there, Justin, it wasn't too busy. But by the time we were getting ready to roll out, and that place was packed. They had bachelorette parties, birthday party, all sorts of things going on in there. It was a good time, man. The BPL, they had Whew. Oh, Lord.
I was about to ask you about this BPL.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but after the brewing station, we made our way. Hey, pipe down, baby. I'm talking here, all right?
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
Whoa, sorry. Kids show, my bad. But, look, after the brewing station, we went to, where did we go? Oh, we went to my spot. We went to the Jolly Roger. You know, we always end up at the Jolly. And walk in, and Whitney comes up to me, and she's like, Maddie P, happy birthday. And I was like, who? I was like, where's the DJ? She's like, Andrea's running the sound. I said, what? And she said, yeah. She's like, you go up there, like, take over. And I was like, all right. Mind you, I've had a few drinks, right? So I'm feeling myself. And I go up on the stage. Andrea's up there running it with the iPad or whatever. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, oh, Maddie P, happy birthday. I said, Whitney said she wants me to run, you guys need me to run sound or something. And she was like, could you please? That'd be amazing. So the rest of my night was spent DJing at the Jolly Roger. Somehow, some way, I ended up DJing at the Jolly Roger, man. It was fun. It was a really good time. I was on a microphone. Probably shouldn't give me a live mic when I've been drinking, but it is what it is.
Well, of course.
But yeah, it was a good time.
The Jolly Roger, milepost 6 3/4 on the Beach Road in Kill Devil Hills. And of course, they've been a sponsor of Maddie P's OBX After Dark all summer. So I was going to say, man, I really hope you ended up at Jolly's hanging out that night. So DJ Maddie P. Now, let me ask you this. So birthday mix, what kind of music were you playing for your birthday mix?
Well, so Andrew was taking requests. People were coming up writing songs on an envelope, and she was playing them or whatever. But I was like, that's not the vibe. I was like, I'm taking over, right? So I threw it back. I threw it way back, and I was playing. What was that? I was playing Laffy Taffy by D4L. I was playing Swag Surfing, Grills by Nelly. We had all the old school, my old school, not your old school, Justin. But we were playing some bangers, and it was good, man. It was a good time.
Well, I'm glad you had a great birthday weekend, Maddie P. I'm telling you, I hated I couldn't make it out, but at the same time, look, I would have been cramping your style. You know what I mean? I would have been cramping your style because I will go ahead and coin you right now, just for a temporary moment in time. The tribal chief, the head of the table, the final boss, Maddie P.
Oh, shoot.
So,
what does that make you? The tribal thief?
What?
You got the Shulafala?
I might. You never know. We might have to work on that. But anyway, all right, Maddie. All right, hey, how do you normally wrap this thing up?
Man, I'll see y'all next weekend for another edition of OBX After Dark, because you already know what it is, Justin. You got to get in where you fit in. Yeah, 4 letters, 1 word. You.
Maddie P had me. Oh my gosh, man. That's my dude right there, man. I love me some Maddie P, and I hated that I wasn't able to get out with him for his birthday. He's a late night dude. I am not a late night dude. I just cannot pull it off, but I do love that guy, and he's done a great thing for us here at Outer Banks this week. He has one more weekend this coming weekend, because that's what he does. He does OBX After Dark with your boy Maddie P from Memorial Day to Labor Day. All right. If he does any little special pop-ins, that's one thing. If he does something super cool that he wants to talk about, I give him the app. I give him the ability to do so, But tell you, man, Maddie P, I love him to death. And those of you that enjoy him as much as I do, man, I tell you, if you ever get the chance to meet the guy, you'll understand why he is the man. Maddie P, OBX After Dark with your boy Maddie P. All right, real quick shout outs. Again, I want to shout out to the first responders and the NCDOT for all their hard work during the storm. I know that they were out there day and night to make sure the road got back open. So those of you that had the week booked down in Hatteras and wanted to come on vacation, you're able to get there. So I'm really thankful that they worked tirelessly to make sure that the road got back open. And as I was saying a little bit ago, Dare County Schools, the teachers, faculty, everybody is back to the classroom, back to work at the schools, and we appreciate you for being there. Thank you so very much and look forward to a great year. Again, a little special shout out to Miss Jordan at Manio Elementary School teaching 5th grade. My son is in her class. And I need to shout out to Miss McDonald because she is the NC pre-K teacher for my little one Murray, who starts next week. All right, he starts after Labor Day. So really excited for what's going to be going on at all the Dare County schools, and I just couldn't be more thankful for all the faculty, the staff, the administration, great people that we have in place here at Dare County Schools, and we're very thankful for them and just all they do to pour into our kids and to our athletes, and just, I mean, wonderful people. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to jump into some events. Again, I failed you guys a little bit this week. I didn't get a chance to set up a guest, so you got me, and we're going to go through some events, and we're going to see what's going on this upcoming Labor Day weekend. So stick around. We'll be right back.
High Cotton Barbecue in Kitty Hawk brings you the best of Eastern North Carolina's pit smoke flavor. At High Cotton, slow smoked ribs, juicy fried chicken, tender sliced beef brisket, and classic Eastern style barbecue are what they do best. Try their generous family packages, perfectly portioned to feed 6 to 16. Order for dine-in, takeout, or catered events, and taste why the locals love them. High Cotton Barbecue at Milepost 2, where the beach road begins in Kitty Hawk, and online at highcottonbbq.com.
Discover the Cotton Gin, an Outer Banks landmark with over 60 years of family tradition. With locations in Nags Head, Duck, and Corolla, we offer a unique shopping experience featuring exclusive brands like Pandora, Vera Bradley, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide, plus an extensive selection of coastal decor. Be sure to enjoy a wine tasting at Sanctuary Vineyards in Jarvisburg, where local award-winning wines meet scenic vineyard views. To get a better glimpse at what awaits, visit us online at cottongin.com. Whether you're exploring gifts, fashion, or flavors, the Cotton Gin and Sanctuary Vineyards have the true taste of the Outer Banks you've been looking for.
All right, we're going to jump into some events. And I had said last week, I feel like when I was wrapping up the show that I had an idea for this week. I still have that same idea. I couldn't pull it off in time. That was the whole thing, to get the podcast ready and have it out in a timely manner. It just wasn't going to happen the way I wanted it to. So I'm praying that I can make it happen for next week. All right. So I don't want to say what, because then if I can't pull it off at all, then I'm going to look like an idiot more than I already do. So we're just going to kind of keep it on reserve. But hey, something happened. So some of you may have already know this. Kool and the Gang canceled or postponed their show to next June. Okay, from this coming weekend. They claim it's because of weather, but I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I don't know. They canceled the show 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, something like that. They postponed the show a week or so ago. We will say in the last week to 2 weeks, the show got postponed, and they say it was because of weather. Not buying it. How do you know what the weather is going to be a week to a week and a half away from your show date? I don't know, but regardless, the show's not happening. But I do understand, from what I understand, Live from the OBX is going to be doing some fall shows. That's still yet to be pieced together correctly, but there is some rumors out there floating around that there will be some fall shows again this coming fall. So keep it right here. I'll try to keep you up to speed with what those shows are. What those shows are and when. Of course, we got trivia nights, music all across the board. I got trivia at McGrath's Burger Shack every Wednesday night starting at 6. You know it. If you've been there, you know what kind of party it is. Ask Mr. Rob Linkletter, man. He showed up with his fam a couple weeks ago, and, man, we had a great time, all right? You can ask my man, Mr. Adam, up there in the Edinburgh, Chesapeake area. He's come down and partied with me at trivia nights at McGrath's Burger Shack, okay? It's every Wednesday at 6, and I would love it if you came into town and partied with me. And I'm telling you, man, we have a great time, and it thrills me you can ask Miss Vicky up in Maryland. It thrills me to death whenever I get to meet the people that listen to the podcast, because it's like, man, dang, it lets me know I'm doing something right. And I just want you to have the greatest time while you're here on vacation. I feel like a broken record, but again, that's what I want you to have. So let's take a look at this coming weekend. All right, let's start with Friday, August 29th, which just happens to be my friend Alex Alonso's birthday. She'll be 40, by the way. Yeah, happy birthday, Alex. I love you. You're a sweetheart. You're what made me cool when we were in school. Yes, you were. Okay, anyway, moving on. The WRV Outer Banks Pro Surfing Contest is going on. It starts every morning at 8 o'clock. It's going to be happening again Friday morning at 8 o'clock. So that's over at Outer Banks. It's over at Jeanette's Pier. They have like a party at Outer Banks Pier at Fish Heads, but it's going to be happening at Jeanette's Pier. That's where the contest itself is taking place. There's the Duck Sweep at Ducktown Park happening in Duck. Butterfly House Release at Elizabethan Gardens on Roanoke Island at 10 o'clock. And this is all found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Game day. What is this? There's game day from 11 until 2 at the Frisco Native American Museum. That's pretty rad. Family friendly karaoke starting at 5 o'clock at the Jolly Raja in Kill Devil Hills. Rundown Cafe is going to be having some live music. Kim Coleman is going to be at the Froggy Dog in Avon Friday evening starting at 5:30. What is this? Bring your own vinyl night? Where is this? At Stormy Seas Bottle Shop. Okay, new to the scene here on the Outer Banks. Stormy Seas Bottle Shop at Croatan Highway, Unit 22. Where that is in Kill Devil Hills. Okay, they're having a vinyl night, 80s and 90s. Bring a record from the 80s and 90s, and they'll play. It looks like it's going to be a big party over there. So that's a Stormy Seas Bottle Shop in Kill Devil Hills. Hey, my man Jeremy Russell is going to be picking and grinning over at Buffalo City Distillery Friday evening from 6 until 9. There's going to be live music at Stripers, live music at Saltbox Cafe, live music from Bonzer Shack, entertainment going on with Phil Delapierre. I hope I said that right. At NC Coast in in Duck. Drake White is going to be at the Pioneer Theater at 7 o'clock. Ooh, Drake White. That's going to be a great show at the Pioneer at 7 o'clock on Friday evening in Manio. Micah Iverson's going to be at Fish Heads. There's going to be lots of things going on. Dr. Bacon is going to be at Jack Brown starting at 10 o'clock. I want to go to this so bad, but 10 o'clock is so late for me. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. What else are we working with here? Oh, Jimmy Buffett costume event starting at 10 o'clock at Jolly Roger. And then there's going to be a DJ at the Outer Banks Room Station. That's all on Friday. And that's not to mention what's going on at Tap Shack, the Lion Band. There's also going to be live music at Tail of the Whale. Friday night with DJ Styles at 1903 Bar and Kitchen. Look, that's just some of the, that's Friday. All right, that's just Friday of Labor Day weekend. Let's see what's going on Saturday. WRV Outer Banks Pro still going on. The Downtown Mania Market from 9 until 1. Ocracoke Seafood Festival starting at 3. Foxy Flamingos having a Labor Day sale. I tried to combine words there. As well as links from Laura. That's a pop-up that's going on at Foxy Flamingo this coming weekend on Saturday. Brian Campbell's going to be at NC Coast. Some guy named Joel. Trivia with Jody? Trivia with Jody is taking place at Jolly Roger. And Manny Murphy is going to start jamming out at 2. I'll tell you, Jolly Rogers has turned into like this regular like event hall. They've got music and things going on starting like early in the afternoon, going on into the nighttime hours, man. I'm telling you, it's like 12 hours of partying from like 2 p.m. to 2 a.m., basically. The Daniel Jordan Band's going to be there starting at 10 o'clock at the Jolly Roger this coming Saturday night. So Stereo and Words is going to be at Fish Heads. Bird Dog. Ooh, that's the Martier group. Ooh, I love Dan Martier. He and his wife, Laura, they formed the group Bird Dog. They're playing at New Vines from 6:30 to 9:30 this coming Saturday night. And let's see, Thurston Howell. What? There's a group called Thurston Howell. Your premier yacht rock spectacular. Okay, I've heard of these guys before. Now that I see the entire name, they're going to be at the Brewing Station this coming Saturday night. I'll tell you, the Brewing Station is another one of those places, a lot like Jolly Rogers, that just thrives in the entertainment. I mean, them, Jolly Rogers, Jack Brown's, big time. Uncle Ike's up in Corolla is going to be doing karaoke. Sundogs in Corolla is also going to be doing karaoke. And that's all on Saturday. And that's just a handful of the things that has taken place. That's not all of them. Sunday. Acoustics with Phil Watson starting at 2 o'clock in Buffalo City Distillery Sunday afternoon. The Labor Day sale still going on at Foxy Flamingo. Of course, the Outer Banks Pro, I think they're wrapping up that day. I think they're wrapping up Sunday, August 31st, which is my brother's 42nd birthday. Happy birthday to Dirt, the bartender over at Lost Colony Waterfront Beer Garden on the Manio Nags Head Causeway. Willing to bet there's going to be some shenanigans going on over there this weekend for his birthday. So that's something to keep in mind. There's going to be the Sunday pool tournament that's taking place at Jolly Roger. DJ Blacking is going to be at Jolly Roger as well, starting at 10 o'clock that night. TV3 at Fish Heads. Family Brewed. It's like Family Feud, but Family Brewed. It's going to be a Whalehead Brewery in Corolla. That's on Sunday. And again, those are just some of the things that are happening. So let's go ahead and take a look at Monday. Morning Ghost Tours, Monday, September 1st, 9 a.m. I hate saying September already, but it is what it is. Open mic night at McGrath's Burger Shack. The Ramble is going to be at Jack Brown starting at 7 o'clock on Labor Day itself. And, of course, the Brew and Arts Market's going on at Outer Banks Brewing Station, Soundside Sunset Festival in Rodanthe, and the list goes on and on. But, again, that's Labor Day weekend on the Outer Banks, okay? That's what Labor Day weekend is going to consist of, okay? My Labor Day weekend, I'll be hanging out, but I'm likely going to be watching a lot of college football because it's opening weekend, realistically, week 1 for college football. And Ohio State and Texas are going to square off. It's like a number 1 versus a number 3. I'm probably going to upset my Texas friends because I'm going to pick Ohio State to win that. It's in Columbus. People are saying, oh, Ohio State is outmatched on every part of the field, whether it be linemen, wideouts, corners, quarterbacks, whatever. Ohio State is outmatched is what people are saying. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take Ohio State. All right. I mean, I'm a Tar Heel fan. You know, we got Texas Christian University at home on Labor Day. And that's where I'll be definitely Labor Day evening watching that football game. It is Bill Belichick's first football game as head coach. Really excited about that. But anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to the most is college football this coming weekend and my brother's birthday. You know, happy birthday again to Dirt. All right, let's wrap this thing up. I don't know that I've really forgot anything. Again, I apologize for not being very well prepared. Again, this summer went by really fast, and I have been extremely busy, and I just can't even begin to explain just how crazy my life is. Some of you, like Mr. Adam up in Edinburgh, we talk, and and he knows. He's like, dude, you're all over the place. I'm like, yeah, that's the name of the game, and that's just how it is. But again, if you want to know more about what's going on in the Outer Banks, you can email me, Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. I would love to help you plan your vacation, find things to do while you're here, things for the kids, nightlife, whatever. I'd love to help you with it, okay? Dolphin tours, where the gnarly waves are, bro. Like all of it. I embrace it all. I may not be like, I'm definitely not a surfer, but I know where the surfers go. I kind of, spy on them a little bit. But anyway, regardless, I just want to help you have the best vacation possible. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com would love to help you. Again, next week, I have a plan, and I'm going to see if it comes to fruition. I got to come up with a backup plan, though, in case it doesn't. So, Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 129, all brought to you by Outer Banks Pest Control and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. And it's powered by Kelly's Automotive in Manio and online at kellysobxauto.com. All right, I'm out of here. Have yourself a great and wonderful rest of the week. Happy Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the day off if you've got it. If not, enjoy college football this weekend. If you don't enjoy that, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm out of here. I will see y'all again next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another radical edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and listen every Thursday for a new episode.